Hello students, welcome to the video lecture of first chapter of strength of material. Here in this video, we are going to study about temperature stress and problems related to composite bar. Let's going to solve a problem related to composite bar. A reinforced concrete circular section of 5 into 10 to the power 4 mm square cross sectional area carries 6 reinforcing bars whose total area is 500 mm square. Find the safe load the column can carry if the concrete is not to be stressed more than 3.5 megapascal. Take the modular ratio for steel and concrete as 18. From this above question, we are understanding that the data that are given to us as circular section 5 into 10 to the 4 mm square cross sectional area. That means area of column is equal to 5 into 10 to the 4 mm square. The column carries 6 enforcing bars, means steel bars, whose total area is 500 mm square. We are known that area of steel bar is denoted by AS, that is equal to 500 mm square. The modular ratio for steel and concrete means Young's modulus of steel divided by Young's modulus of concrete. Both ratio is as 18. The stress developed in concrete not to be more than 3.5 megapascal means sigma C is equal to 3.5 megapascal. We are going to convert it Newton per mm square, 3.5 Newton per mm square. Earlier you are getting that area of column and area of steel. So we can easily find out that what is the area of concrete. So now area of concrete is equal to area of column minus area of steel. So that is 50,000 minus 500 is equal to 49,500 mm square. During solving of composite bar, we have to remember two formula. One is deformation in both the bar is both the member is equal, means strain in concrete is equal to strain in steel, and total load applied upon the column according to our question, safe load means what is the load that can be applied upon the column without its failure, and P is equal to total load carrying by the steel and the concrete, that is PC plus PS. So P is equal to sigma S into AS plus sigma C into SC. Now go for the first equation, that strain in concrete is equal to strain in steel. EC is equal to ES. From Hooke's law we can determine that Young's modulus is equal to stress by strain. Now stress by Young's modulus for concrete is equal to stress by Young's modulus for the steel. Now sigma S can be go to left side as denominator. So ES by EC into sigma C is equal to sigma S. So sigma S is obtained as 18 sigma C. Now putting the value sigma C as 3.5, we are getting sigma S is equal to 63 Newton per mm square. Second equation is total load or safe load is equal to load shared by concrete and the steel, that is PC plus PS. We can written this load in terms of stress into area. So PC is equal to sigma C into AC and PS is equal to sigma S into AS. So that is 63 into 500 for the steel. For concrete, area is 49,500, sigma C as 3.5. So now the algebraic sum is found as P is equal to 204750 Newton, or we can say it in terms of kilonewton, that is 204.75 kilonewton. In this way, we have solved that the total load that is applied and is called as safe load upon the concrete column is obtained as 204.75 kilonewton. Next topic is our thermal stress. In earlier video classes, we are known better than that stress means internal resisting force per unit area. But what do you mean by thermal? Thermal means we are going to apply the heat, means the material is heated or cold. During that time what happens? Every material has a tendency that they can be expand or contract during the heating and cooling purpose. During this time, the stress is built inside the material and that is known as a thermal stress. It is observed that if the material is free and we are going to apply the heating purpose, during that time the free expansion of the bar takes place, but there will be no stress caused inside the material. But if you are going to fix the two ends of the bar, during that time the free expansion of the bar can be prevented, and during this time the stress is induced and that is known as a thermal stress. In this way, if you are going to cooling a material, during that time the contraction of the material takes place, but if you are not preventing that contraction, there will be no stresses involved. But if you are going to make a resistance or make a fixing of the material both the ends, then there will be a stress induced. Now the definition of thermal stress or temperature stress is observed as if the material is heated or cooled, during that time its free expansion or contraction takes place, and if it is not fixed, then it is known as there is no stress involved in it. But if the free expansion or contraction of the material is prevented, then the stress is developed within the material and that is known as your thermal stress, or we can tell it that temperature stress. For every material there is a property coefficient of thermal expansion, that is known as your alpha. For every material there is a tendency of expansion. According to them we have to supply the heat, and alpha is known as your coefficient of thermal expansion. according to the coefficient of thermal expansion, we had to supply the heat. So now, if you are going to find out that during the heating purpose of the material and the change in deformation can be obtained as del L, that is equal to alpha into L into del T, where L is known as your original length, del T is known as your change in temperature, that may be heating or that may be cooling. So the change in deformation of the material can be obtained by the expression del L is equal to L alpha into del T. Again, as shown in the figure, we are having a bar whose both ends are fixed. Now, if we are going to apply the heating during that time, what happens? The expansion of the bar takes place, but the bar cannot be expanded because of the two ends fixed. Now, the stress induced during this time is the bar is to be contracted. So, as the contraction takes place inside the bar, there is a stress developed inside the material, and that stress is known as your compressive stress, and that can be given as your del L is equal to L alpha T. We can find out strain is equal to change in length by original length. So, L alpha T del T divided by L, that is equal to alpha into del T. So, we know that from Hooke's law, Young's modulus is equal to stress by strain. Now, stress is equal to strain into Young's modulus. Now, we are getting that alpha into E into del T. The temperature stress is expressed as alpha into capital E into del T, where del T is your change in temperature, capital E is your Young's modulus of elasticity for the material of the rod, and alpha is your coefficient of thermal expansion. Now, alpha means coefficient of thermal expansion. The minus sign suggests that there is a compressive stress produced in the bar. From this, we concluded that temperature stress means alpha into E into del T as numerical formula, and change in length is equal to del L, that is L alpha into del T. The temperature stress does not depend upon the length of the bar. From this expression we are concluding. Thank you.